Hey everybody, it is OutstandingOshawott2, and this is my second time recording the video. First time it was interrupted, but you know what, we're gonna get it good this time. Today I'm showing off my Nintendo 3DS collection. While you're seeing this, I am on vacation, and I will be uploading a video, depends when this is, the Saturday, Wednesday, and Saturday, so till I get back. Then I'll put up new videos, including a Ancient Origins booster box opening. Anyway, let's get into the video. So I'll give a brief description, what I think about them, and more. Starting off, we have, let me get this to focus a bit better, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Not a huge fan of this game. I think it was a bit of a disappointment. Not the sequel me and many other people were looking forward to. The missions really take away from the atmosphere of the game, and it's just a bit meh. Not a bad game by any means, but it could have been better. Mario Luigi Dream Team. Probably the second or third best Mario and Luigi game, besides Bowser's Story, which is obviously number one, up there with Superstar Saga. It's a really good game if you're looking for a good RPG for Nintendo 3DS. It's quirky, it's funny, it's just typical Mario and Luigi. It's a good game. Pokemon Rumble Blast. Not a huge fan of this game, really wouldn't recommend it, I'm just gonna say that. Pokemon X version, though I did enjoy the game, the main parts, all the new Pokemon. There was only like 69, new Pokemon, and it just had no after-game content, so it was a bit of a bummer. Still not a bad game. I'd probably give it an 8. Mario Golf World Tour. I bought this in a buy one get one free sale with a game that I'll be showing later, and this is the one I chose to get free. I just threw it in because it was the only other one that I didn't own, and I really haven't touched it, to be honest. I hear it's a good game, though, and I do want to give it a try. Adventure Time, explore the dungeon because I don't know. I got this at 5 and below, had a Club Nintendo points when Club Nintendo was still around, so I thought it was a good deal for 5. Here's a cool one, Animal Crossing New Leaf. One of my favorite games on the Nintendo 3DS, and one of my favorite games of all time. As you can see, I have a DJ KK Slider, or what I forget his official name, in the background. I got this off of a site called Otaku Mode. They're doing a promotion right now. If you use a link that I'll have in the description, you get $10 for free when you sign up. And if you verify your email, you'll also get $5 more. So I got this thing for $5, which was awesome. So I thought, hey, that'd be a cool little background, and I'm sure you guys would like it. So that's in the description, and it also does get back to me. I'll admit that it will give me $5 for my own thing, so, you know, you're helping me out too. So, enough rambling and self-promotion. Anyway, this is a great game. If you love Animal Crossing, if you love any sort of sim game, or you're just looking for a fun game to unwind, I can't recommend Animal Crossing New Leaf more. It is probably one of the best games, if not the best game on Nintendo 3DS. I have so many hours into it that I don't even want to admit it. Fire Emblem Awakening. I picked this up, I would say probably around like 9-10 months ago, after getting spammed with recommendations for this game, and I finally picked it up, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a good amount of it, but then I kind of put it down for a bit. I recently went on a trip to the Grand Canyon and San Francisco, and on the flights to both places and the way back, I ended up playing this game a good amount. It was really enjoyable and a good strategic game to keep my mind from getting bored to death for the 6-hour flight. But yeah, a really fun game. Here we have the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, great port of the N64 game classic. I only really bought this game on release date because of the Club Nintendo deal that you get the soundtrack, and soundtracks are arguably my favorite thing to collect. I love video game music, so, you know, soundtracks are like a match made in heaven. Still a really good game, really enjoyable, you know. It's Ocarina of Time, you really can't screw it up. Though I do think the game is slightly overrated, which might be a little hint to a series I'm doing, wink wink. But yeah. Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS, let's admit it, once the Wii U one came out, this became a bit obsolete, but still really fun. I played a good amount still. I'm just too lazy to play Wii U, which is depressing, considering it also has a tablet. I don't even need to be in front of the TV, but yeah, whatever. It's good for road trips. Pilot Wings Resort. If you see this game for under $5 or under 10, I could highly recommend this game. I really enjoyed this one. It's not a long game by any stretch, probably around 5 hours of enjoyment out of it. Still, it was a 3DS launch title, and it was one of the games that I really enjoyed at launch. It's just a really fun game. The not pilot lanes. The hang glider sections are really great. Here we have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity. Not a huge fan of this game. My favorite Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is Explorers of Sky. Still not a bad game though. If you enjoy the other ones, I'm sure you'll enjoy this one. Pokemon Omega Ruby. This is practically Pokemon X and Y on steroids. It is such a better game in every aspect. It's just, how do I describe it? It's like a great remake starting off with a bunch of new content. You get all those new Pokemon, you get some new Mega Evolutions, which I'm still not the biggest fan of Mega Evolutions. But yeah, this is just a great expansion onto the Pokemon universe, and it really did surprise me, considering I wasn't a huge fan of Gen 3 and 4, and it kind of blew my expectations away. Kid Icarus Uprising, in my opinion, maybe the best 3DS game on the market. This is such a great game. I know the game's pretty expensive at the moment for the big box version, which I will show later. I have the big box and a few collector's editions, which I'll show off at the end. But this is just an amazing game. It's funny, it's made by Sakurai, it's like Star Fox, it reminds me of a lot. It's funny, I can't stress that enough. It's just, I can't recommend this game enough. If you can find it, pick it up. Now this is the game I bought for the buy one get one free sale, Bravely Default. I enjoyed this game. It takes inspiration from the SNES Final Fantasy games, and it's really good. It's a great throwback. It's portable, obviously. And the Brave and Default system are two interesting mechanics that the game has going for it. Practically, you can use Brave to attack more, and you can use Default for, like, defensive means. And it really does add an extra depth of strategy into the game. The music is great, characters are interesting. It's a really fun game. This one I only own because I picked it up at a yard sale, Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion for $5, you know, nothing special. It's like, it was Smash Brothers, practically before Smash Brothers came out. I have never played it, to be honest. We got Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. This is a port of the Wii version of Donkey Kong Country Returns, and actually plays a lot better than I was expecting. I didn't own the original Donkey Kong Country Returns for Wii, I just never picked it up. Never really interested me. But when I saw this on Black Friday for $15, I think 2 years ago, I think it is. It might have been last year, I honestly don't remember. I had to pick it up. Really enjoyed this game, and it was a pretty good platformer, you know? If you enjoyed any of the SNES ones or the Wii one, it's a great port. Or if you enjoyed Tropical Freeze if you own it, which I do recommend. Tropical Freeze is great. Here we have Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Let's try saying that 5 times fast. This is probably the heaviest game in the Nintendo 3DS library, because look at this freaking manual. It's amazing. Take note, Nintendo. Anyway, not a huge fan. I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Not really a fan of really any of the other ones. It's such a quirky, stupid concept that the more I think about it, the more I dislike the franchise. It's just Final Fantasy with Disney characters is such an absurd concept. But hey, I guess if you're a really big fan of Kingdom Hearts, you know, it's a good game. Just not my cup of tea. Here is a new 3DS game, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, still sealed actually. I picked this up around a week ago at GameStop using some trade credit that I got for dumping in a bunch of crappy games I got at yard sales. So I probably got this game for like $10-15. So, you know, it's nothing special. It's a decent, what do you mean? What am I talking about? This is a good game. I played a bit of the Wii one. And it's just Xenoblade. It's, if you're a fan of RPGs, I really don't know how to describe this game. It's weird. It's like a hack and slash strategy RPG game. I'm trying to think of a game to, you know, compare it to, but I can't really think of a good one on the spot. If something comes to mind, I'll tell you guys. I just can't really think of anything. It's kind of like Kingdom Hearts in a sense. I guess you could compare it to that, but that's not a really good comparison. Here we have the regular show, Mordecai and Rigby meeting Bitland. Again, this was at 5 and below, had Club Nintendo points, so I was like, hey, I'll pick it up. Star Fox 64 3D. Unfortunately, GameStop gave me a freaking display case when I bought it, and I really didn't care at the time. But now I kind of regret that because this is a $50 game now complete. So that sucks. Still, it's a really fun game. If you enjoyed Star Fox 64, you know, it's a port. It's really good. Graphics are really nice, and it's a good refresh of the franchise. And if you want to play it going up to Star Fox U, or what is it, Zero? Star Fox Zero. You know, it's good. It's Star Fox, you really can't mess it up. Besides all the times Nintendo messed it up. Talking about you, Star Fox Adventures. Here we go, my favorite game on the Nintendo 3DS, Professor Layton and then Here we go, my favorite game on the Nintendo 3DS, Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. This is such a great game in every single aspect. I'm a huge fan of the Professor Layton franchise, arguably my favorite franchise of all time, and that means something. Such a great game. I know this was on sale for like $10 at GameStop last summer, so if you didn't pick it up then, I don't know if it's still on sale or anything, if you can find it for that cheap. But if you ever see this game, I cannot recommend it enough. It is a puzzle game with so many great story elements. The plot twist is sort of easy to see coming, but in my opinion, it embellishes the Layton franchise and like mixes it all together into a near perfect game. Because no game is ever perfect, let's admit that. Whoa, God, I'm so bad. I'm knocking over cameras. Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. Probably the weakest standalone Layton game. Sort of the meh game to me. It's not a bad game by any means. It's still like what I would give like a 7 or an 8. It just... I was too sci-fi for my liking. And I didn't like how you kept on traveling all over. I sort of like the Layton formula of you're in this one place and you explore it more and you keep on unlocking all these new areas. Well, all the other areas in the game just seem unoriginal, and there was one that I remember, which was like, it reminded me of Romeo and Juliet, and I hated it. It was just probably one of my least favorite memories of the Layton franchise. Still, the puzzles are good in this game, though they are all rather easy. As the series has progressed, the games have become much more easy. Here we go. We have Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. This is an interesting game. I have a whole video on my channel which I talk about this game, and I have such mixed feelings. Okay, practically I played the Layton franchise and then bought this game. I practically finished it as soon as this game came out, and I bought it on release date. You know, when I've heard of the Phoenix Wright franchise, I thought, hey, this would be fun to introduce to that franchise. And I liked it. The Ace Attorney sections, in my opinion, were better than the Layton sections. But it just seems lackluster as an overall package. If you like the Layton sides, you'll like the Layton sides. And if you don't like the Ace Attorney sides, you just won't like it. And that's just the way it goes. But it is not even a good introduction point for either franchise. It's such a weird game that I really can't describe. I guess if you played both franchises and enjoyed them, yeah, I'd highly recommend this. But if you haven't, or just played one, I really wouldn't recommend this as a starting point. It's such a weird game, and it has my least favorite video game character of all time in this game. Let's see if she is. There she is. Freaking Espella. I hate this freaking idiot. I hate that character so much. She's so infuriating. Anyway, we got Pokemon Y version here, same as X, so we don't even need to talk about that. Super Mario 3D Land, a decent game, nothing really special. It kind of was great at first, but didn't age very well, in my opinion at least. Can't go back and play that game. I'll play 3D World instead. Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition. Again, I picked this up at a yard sale for $5. This is not the type of game I'm interested in. I'm not a huge fighting game fan, besides Smash Brothers, of course. I'm not an arcade fighter guy. They're just too complicated for me, and I'd rather play a more strategic game. Chess or League of Legends. I don't know, I'm a nerd. here we go. Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Obviously, a sort of remake-ish thing of the SNES classic Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, using the same world. But still, a very good game. I was surprised. I thought this was kind of be like a reskin of A Link to the Past, but it actually wasn't. The game was really creative, and I love the painting/paper mechanic. I don't know really what it's called. But it's such a cool idea, and it really does add a lot of exploration elements to the Legend of Zelda franchise. I really enjoyed this game. A Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask 3D. No, I said A Legend. God damn it. The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask 3D. This is a port, obviously, of the N64 game. Really good port. I was, again, surprised by this one. I thought it would kind of just be meh, even though Majora's Mask and Wind Waker are my two favorite Zelda games. I didn't know how it would handle on the 3DS. Luckily, I played it on the new 3DS XL, and it was really good with the new circle pad, and I was really shocked. It worked perfectly. So I guess if you own a new 3DS, I'd highly recommend it. Haven't played it on a normal 3DS, so I really don't know what to say. Still a good game, though. I'm sure you could definitely get some enjoyment out of it. New Super Mario Bros. 2. For some reason, I hate, and I mean hate, the console versions of the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise. I don't know what it is, but everything just seems meh to me, and luckily, I love the portable versions of them. I can't explain why, and I really don't know why. But the portable versions just seem so much more fun to me. Maybe it's just that they hold my attention span longer. I don't know. I just enjoy the portable versions more. Good game. And we're starting off, and we're ending on a low note here of the normal games. Paper Mario Sticker Star. Just never buy that game. It's terrible. So I'm going to go grab the collector's editions, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. If you're wondering why the camera's different, when I got out of my chair, I knocked it over, and all the games, it was not very good. But anyway, let's get into the collector's editions / big box titles. So, we are starting off with Icarus Uprising. I already showed you the game, but I do have the big box in really good shape. Like I said, can't recommend Uprising enough. Such a great game. I already talked about it, don't need to go into any more detail. Here we have Shin Megami Tensai 4. Really enjoyed this game. It was a surprise. I kind of bought this on a whim, I'll be honest. I walked into GameStop, I saw it, and I was like, ooh, heard about this. Reviews were good, so I picked it up. Also, they were doing a promotion where you get $30 in eShop credit when you registered this on Club Nintendo and Fire Emblem Awakening. Luckily, my friend gave me his code for Fire Emblem Awakening, and I bought this, and boom, I got my 30 bucks in credit. So that was awesome. It comes with a art book, a soundtrack, and the game, and like I said, I was really surprised by this. It was a pretty deep RPG, never played a Shin Megami Tensai game, and I was shocked, and I will definitely play more games of this franchise. And for the final game, we have The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask 3D Collector's Edition. I can't really show the box, it's really big, but here is the... Okay, the box is blocking the light here. But anyway, here is the Skull Kid statue. It's really awesome. Unfortunately, my box is damaged on one of the parts of the Majora's Mask, like one of the little spikes here. It kind of is peeling, so I just put the statue in front of it. And it looks really good. I know so many more people's came in more damaged than mine. Because like the shipping is not very good at Best Buy, which is where I was lucky enough to secure mine. And my order did not get canceled, which I feel very blessed. Unfortunately, the bottom is a bit hollow, which is kind of cheap. But still, the quality of the statue is so awesome. I don't know if I did an unboxing video of this on my channel. I know I recorded one. I don't know if I posted it or not. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It means a lot to me. And I'll be posting more collection videos like this. I know this ran a bit longer than I think some people would have liked, but I really wanted to be thorough in this video. So again, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.